Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests. This is a education session, not a business session. So the second half in your agenda, that is not going to happen. Just an education session about this one, nuances that enhances. So I have had some feedback that either my team or my speeches are not very direct in meaning. So today I have just made a direct meaning title. It's not a rocket science to understand nuances that enhances. What does it mean? So without further ado, let's begin and see what it is. Excuse me. Nuances that enhances our speech. So today I'm going to share few suggestions or tips that might help you in making your speech a little more better, I would say. So today this session is going to be in two different parts. What is our role as a speaker and what is our role as a listener? So first let's get along with speaker. So you can see there are 6 highlighted acronyms or a group of letters maybe. So in order to memorize them, we are going to go one by one, just like the 6 Infinity Stones of Marvel movies. Just remember the number. We have 6 things to go through today. So number 1 in that list is know your audience. In any speech you give, remember it's always, if not many times, about what the audience want. It's not about what I know. I can be an expert in something. I can talk about something for so long, but does it have any impact to the audience? Does the audience have anything to take away from? So that's what we have to focus on in any of our speech. Even I can talk about what I'm good at, but I have to reduce it. I have to make it simple for the audience to take away. Just like this figure here, insect cannot teach an elephant how to fly. It makes no sense because it's not meant to be. So always remember what the audience need is what we are going to focus. And then remember this, the second point, this acronym BEK. So B stands for begin with a bang, I would say. What is it? In any speech, if you start any presentation, the first 15 to 30 seconds are very crucial. That's when you set the stage. If you can grab the attention of the audience within the first 15 to 30 seconds, it is highly likely for the rest of the session, the audience will be following you. So I'm going to show you a small example. These two are world champions. For someone who are not familiar with the world championships, these are two world champions. And let me play the first one. He's a 2015 world champion of public speaking. Just focus on his speech, how long it takes to grab the attention of the audience.
The power of words, Muhammad Qutani. What? All y'all think smoking kills?
Right. Just 15 seconds after the beginning of his speech, he does something and the whole crowd goes crazy. He just said only one word, what? And everybody laughed. So remember the impact he had made on that day, and I'm sure everyone in the audience would have been very keen in listening to the rest of his speech. So remember this, whenever you start speaking something, figure out what's your beginning line is going to be, how you are going to begin, and how the impact is going to be. Similarly, always remember your end line, how you are going to end your speech. For that, I'm going to show a small clipping of 2014 world champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, when I look at you, I see something. But I don't know what it is. Only
Right, thank you. So this is how he ended his speech in 2014. I see something. So now those who haven't watched these two videos, you must be intrigued now. what these guys have talked about. Please go back home, check in YouTube. You have their speeches there. Those both are awesome speeches. But the learning here is begin your speech with a bang, end it with effect. Always in your speech, what's your first line, what's your last line? You must write it down. And then K stands for keep it short and simple. You all must be knowing Newton's third law of motion, right? Can anybody tell me what's Newton's first law of motion?
When you apply a force, it moves. That is the first one.
Thank you, Toastmaster Padma. So Padma gave the answer in a very simple way. Let me give the actual definition. Every body continues in its state of rest or of uniform motion unless it is compelled to change its state by an external force. How much of you did you understand? Not much, right? But very simply, as Padma said, object that stays keeps staying. Object that moves keeps moving unless some force is stopping them too. So that's how you have to break down your speech. You may be a genius, you may be a PhD, you may be a scientist, but when you give a speech, break it down, keep it short and simple that anyone can understand. So that's going to be your K. And then the next thing you have to do in our speech is picturize, enact. I woke up yesterday morning. I went out from my bed to the kitchen. I grabbed some coffee, sat on the couch, and watched some TV. So what I told now is a script. You can also do this by, I woke up yesterday morning, made my bed. I walked into the kitchen, made some nice coffee. And I came back, sat in my couch, and flipped on the remote. So what's the difference here? The second time, I not only read my script, but I also enacted. So picturize your speech wherever you could. Whatever you do in a dramatic way that sits in audience's mind. And then the most important thing I would say is pacing your speech. Remember, a speech is not a race. You can script your speech and you can finish all what you have learned, what you have wrote down in maybe 2 minutes if you go very fast. Or if you take too much time, you will take a longer time to finish your speech. So we have to avoid both of them. Remember, a speech is like a circuit race. Whenever you need to run faster. You have to accelerate. Whenever you need to slow down, to save energy, you have to slow down. And you should keep running. That's the key. So increase or decrease your pace as required. This may be something odd, but always when you give a speech or presentation, wear something that is very comfortable and very confident so that it wouldn't be a distraction. These are all small things but have a bigger impact. Let's say I wear something which is a torn shirt or a torn jean or something, and I see that, okay. Then whenever I speak, my mind will be thinking like, okay, is it visible? Everybody's seeing that? Or if I adjust this, people will not be listening to me. They'll be looking at where my jeans is torn, right? So always wear something comfortably to present your speech or presentation confidently. Last but not the least, people may forget your punchline. People may forget your message or fact or everything, but people will not forget how you made them feel. Tom is an example today, right? He made us feel something. So in your speech, you can think about an emotion. What kind of emotion you are going to carry towards the audience? It can be surprise, laughter, sadness, or whatever it is. But what emotion your speech carries? If you figure that out, with that, if you write your punchline, your speech will be lingering in audience's mind. Right. So we have done the first part, as I mentioned. Speaker. What are the tips we can use as a speaker? Now, as a listener, as an audience, what we can do as a listener or audience to enhance somebody's speech. Before I go into the details, Do you have any idea what a listener could do to enhance somebody's speech? Any questions or any comments from the floor?
Silence.
Silence. Great. Sorry? Nodding. Great. Thanks, Jessica. Silence. Nodding. Anything else?
Eye contact.
Eye contact. There you go.
An open mind.
Open mind. Thanks, Tom.
Interaction.
Sorry?
Interaction.
Interaction. Great. So you know all those details. The problem here is we know all those, but sometimes we will be too much into the speech or too much into the environment that we may not apply them. So that's where we have to, set ourselves back to the ground and hold us back and enhance the speaker in a better way. So I would like you to remember this acronym, okay, ERA. So as a listener, as an audience, we can engage and we can refrain from something and we can appreciate the speaker. Right? So firstly, engage. So Padma already gave the most important or most easiest way of engagement, eye contact. When a speaker is speaking, you can make eye contact to him or her. You can look at them, you can nod, you can agree with them, you can deny with them, but whatever, you interact. Not like, okay, you speak, I don't care, and looking somewhere or looking at my phone, not like that. Like, interact, engage. Number 2, refrain from few things. I would make it easier with this watchwords. Refrain from walk, talk, and submit, let's say. So refrain from movements when a speaker is speaking here. It may not be a big deal from your side, let's say from the other side, as a listener or an audience. When we walk from one chair to other chair, it is not a big deal. But someone who is standing here, they may lose the flow. Okay, what's happening here? Okay, where was I? All sort of confusion comes to the speaker when there was some kind of mild perturbations even in the peripheral vision. So we can refrain from walking. The second one is talking, chit-chatting. We know as Toastmasters we need to listen, but even though what sometimes we do is we tell a joke to our neighbor and we have a small chit-chat ourselves. Sometimes it will be like a murmur that may not make, we think that may not make a big impact, but for the speaker it would be a disturbance. So we have to reduce it. We can use sheets, we can use written down sheets or something. And finally, which is the most important one I would say, as a listener or an audience, do not submit. What I mean by submit here is, do not submit to the halo effect. Do anybody know what's a halo effect? I presume most of you know. What's a halo effect? Submitting to someone having a prejudice, like, okay, he's a great speaker. He is a awesome speaker. He always does this. Do not inject or do not give away this thought to the floor. I'll tell you what are the indirect ways we can do that. Let's say I'm in the chair today. I'm coming here, I'm inviting somebody. Let's say speaker A and speaker B. For speaker A, I say, let's invite speaker A. Clap, 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 speech is done, speaker A goes. For speaker B, like, oh, speaker B, I know speaker B for 10 years. He's an awesome speaker. He's, top notch. And I'm very privileged to witness speaker B's speech today. Let's invite speaker B. And then he comes. Nobody cares how he speaks. And once he is gone, like, oh, that was an awesome speech. Great, speaker B. If I do that as a chair, what am I doing here? I'm preparing the audience to move their vote towards speaker B, no matter how speaker A spoke that day. Everybody will be like, okay, speaker B did great today, right? Yes, he did great today. So that's the halo effect. Do not submit yourself to halo effect. No matter who the speaker is. When the speaker comes to the stage, that speaker, how he or she performs that particular day matters. I don't want his history. I don't want how big he or she a speaker was 10 years before, 5 years before. No. How he or she performs that day only matters. And that's why I forgot to bring this one. Okay. Where is it? Okay, here it is. So remember to wear this hat. You might have heard of 6 hats, 6 thinking hats. So whenever you judge, use this Toastmaster hat. Just as a Toastmaster, nothing else. Right? And finally, appreciate. Please feel free to write your comments, applaud, Talk to the speaker. Go to him or her. Congratulate. Hey, you did a great job today. I loved your speech. This is how I felt when I listened to your speech. Don't be shy. Appreciate the speaker. And with this, I would like to give my concluding line or remarks. I believe with these tips, you can elevate your speech a little bit by engaging as a speaker and also engaging as an audience. With that, I would like to conclude my education session. Thank you very much, and back to you, sir.